Warning, the following broadcast features thoughts, ideas, and opinions you might find offensive. If you're easily angered, insulted, hurt, provoked, outraged, or annoyed, the following may offend you. The views expressed in this show are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect the opinions of YouTube or Google. So please, don't flag this video. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm flirting with danger today, doing everything. Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
How is everybody? We have to. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the hats. It's been like 5 minutes, and I've forgotten about the hats. We have the most obnoxious hats because we're at the Does This Offend You Christmas party?
Yeah,
Work party, which is basically the theme of today. Welcome, happy holidays. Hey, friends. Sorry, I'm flirting with disaster, posting on you on Instagram as we go live.
Oh my god!
I know. I don't know what's with me. It's really hot in Australia, which is probably wild to everyone listening. And Vicky, yes, she was wearing a sweatshirt. We did talk about it. So my whole brain is gone. Absolutely nutto. But welcome. I can't believe it. We made it through another year of Does This Offend You guys?
Yeah.
And yes, Dean is behind me delivering the profile. Just ignore him. Okay. It's all about the pudding.
Yeah.
Do you have I said Christmas pudding to someone and they were like, what is that?
I have no idea what you mean when you say that.
What would you just call this? A pudding? What would you call it? You don't know what it is? Wait, did this not translate at all?
No, I see what it is, but like when you say like it's Christmas pudding,
what would you call it?
I'm like, what is it?
What would you call it?
Because
well, that's what I'm asking you. What would you call it, girlie?
I don't know.
How would you describe this?
Is it like
you don't know what it is?
It looks like a cake.
I've been wearing this on my head, and you're like, girlie, go off.
Thank you, Megan. We do not have Christmas pudding.
Okay, this did not translate.
Yeah, pudding to me is like, like a cup of like chocolate pudding. Yeah. So when you say pudding, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah. You would call this Christmas cake? This is pudding.
I don't know. Is
it
cake? What is it? Like, what's the consistency of it? You just
I mean it's a hat. It's a hat, Vicky. I haven't got any food on my head, just so you know. Oh my god. I did not realize this did not translate. When you said it's cute, you meant I don't know what that
it's cute and Christmassy. I don't know what it is. It looks like a little cake.
Yeah, it's a UK. Well, yeah, Rob, we're probably the way UK does Christmas and the way Australia does Christmas is obviously of the same. But this is a Christmas pudding. The consistency is like a cake.
Okay. Thank you.
But it has like pudding has see this little stuff that's like dripping. Pudding has like a lot of it's like a like sticky date pudding. That's a good that makes sense. Oh my god, tell me you know what sticky date pudding is. Oh my fucking god. I
know what dates are.
Oh my god, they don't have sticky date pudding. Oh my god. This is exactly when Vicky and I met. We were with a group of people, mostly Americans, and I went up to them and I was holding a cup like this. And I was like, is that Postmix? Everyone's face. The horror. I feel like I'm having a moment. Okay, pudding is a cake. It's a pudding. Let me find it. Okay, we'll get this done and then we'll start the show. I didn't realize I was wearing a controversial hat. What is your hat, Vicky?
It's not Christmas pudding. It's just a little red and white headband with obnoxious bells on it.
Oh, cute. It's like it looks like a Mrs. Claus kind of shtick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
A little headband.
It's giving Mrs. Claus. Thank you, Des. Thank you so much for your blood sacrifice and your Christmas pudding, because you would know what Christmas pudding is. He gets it. Okay. Wait. I'm trying to pull up I don't know if this is going to help. Me pulling up a picture of pudding? Is it helping or hindering?
I mean, it'll help. It took you forever to tell me what the consistency of it was. You're just like,
it's like a cake. Well, I mean, it's what I'm going to bring you up is exactly what my hat is. It's this. Like, is that helping or hindering?
Why does the outside look hard and shiny?
It's not. It's because you guys have the scone situation, which let's not even start. But because you guys have hard scones. You guys have hard scones. I can't. I've got myself into a hole with an American talking about scones. This is all we talk about on my Discord. We've had discussions about this for years. I made an infographic because it was so confusing for everybody. You guys don't know what sticky date pudding is? I feel so bad. Thank you so much, Mary. And Mary, I owe you one sticky date pudding. You deserve it. Thank you so much for your blood sacrifice, Mary. And I'm so sorry to everyone. I didn't realize I was going to come out of the gate swinging. When you think, so you guys think when Joker and Harley Quinn call each other pudding, you think pudding.
I think that's a term of endearment. But yeah, when you say pudding, I think like pudding.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, we love that. Thank you so much, Chet. Thank you so much for your blood sacrifice.
You have no idea how much I'm going to be Googling this later because I'm like, is pudding just that specific type of cake?
Guys, I can change the name of this stream and we can go off. It is not beyond me to completely change the matter of hand. So I assume some people want to talk about horror. But otherwise, Vicky, we can discuss. Girlie. Merry Christmas.
That'll be the whole post show.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder in Norway, do you guys have this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? I love that I'm wearing this on my head and I didn't realize you didn't know what it was. It's so funny to me. I know. Well, I was thinking of the Margot Robbie one, not like. And thank you so much to my friend Megan. Pudding here is like yoga. I know what. Yeah, we have both. It's like when we say sauce and sauce. So like you guys say ketchup and we can say tomato sauce, but we can also say tomato sauce meaning pasta sauce.
That's confusing.
But we understand in which one would be which. It's like when you have, two words for different things. You can understand which is which usually with context. But apparently in this, I guess it's both desserts. We have chocolate pudding too, but we wouldn't really eat that anyway. I don't know. Chocolate pudding isn't as.
What do you do with it then?
I don't know. It's just like it's not as big as it is there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Context clues than this. Yes, exactly. This is getting wild. I was not offended by the main girl's bust. What? Oh my god, what's going on there? I get it, Emma, but over here it's so bland. Oh wait, Lara, which is Lala. Wait, are you okay? What are we talking? Which is bland? Okay, there's too much going on. Oh my god, Vicky, did you freeze or did I?
She said something earlier about like it was like dry or something like that. I don't know if she's talking about
pudding.
That.
Well, it depends if you have sauce on it. Not ketchup. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, wait. Wait. I've been waiting to bring this up. 1 second, guys. I just need 1 second and then we will let it rest for the rest of the year, maybe. When you say things like this, I have a word for you. And believe it or not, it has a second A in it. It is the flavor. What is like the God, I can't even think of it without saying the tan flavor of like a milkshake. Starts with C. I'm really
the tan flavor.
Wait, I'll type it. I just want you to say this word. If it ever goes through. The tan flavor of a milkshake. This is my brain. It's just so bad. Say that word for me.
This one is weird because genuinely, depending on where it is, I say it the two different ways. It depends.
Wait, what do you mean where it is? Where you are or where the food is?
Like, so just by itself, I would probably say caramel. But
you would say it like that?
Yeah, but just by itself. But if it was like if you're saying like a latte, I'd probably say caramel latte.
Oh my god, girlie, you just prove yourself wrong straight away. And truth, you picked out what I'm putting down. You're missing an A.
It's the same thing.
Caramel.
With pecan.
Pecan.
It depends on when you're saying it. Like if you say like pecan pie.
Well, we don't have a pecan. We don't have a pecan pie. But we do have. We would say pecan. No, what would we say? Pecan. I don't think I've ever said it.
I firmly stand on it depends on the context of where you're saying it. If it's caramel or caramel, I say both.
I just wanted to start that because people, why did I click on coffee? That's so funny. I just randomly clicked on that comment. But no context. Anyway, we were just talking. Yes. No, I was just saying pronunciations at the window. Anyone trying to come with me who does not say the second A in caramel. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so, what? We're 10 minutes in. I've already yelled at everyone and tried to introduce several foods to your location. They don't have pavlova because pavlova is actually New Zealand, isn't it?
I've had pavlova.
You've had it?
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
There's nothing not to love, to be honest. Okay. Rob, anyway, so P2. Oh my God, there's too much going on, guys. There's too much. Yeah, that's what I said, Rob. It's pronounced pavlova.
Pavlova, not pavlova.
Oh my God. What is going on in this chat? I cannot live. Okay, I'm really sorry. Chaotic energy.
Yeah, you brought it.
I know. I need to calm down. Okay. Welcome to Dozens of Bitch. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Oh my God, Vicky's background is just amazing. Doesn't it feel like I'm in Christmas and she's in Halloween?
I'm always in Halloween.
It does. I love it. It's so beautiful. The chat I love so much. Welcome, guys. If you're not following Vicky, number one, if you're not following Vicky, her deets should be down there. I'm sure I've done that correctly.
So aggressive.
Yeah, we'll do it. Do it now. And we love Vicky, and we do this. Whatever this is. We do this live stream every single month.
Pretty much.
Asterisks. And we've been doing it for like 4 years now. This is our 62nd episode.
Holy shit.
And if you haven't been here before and it's your first time, welcome. I promise you it's this unhinged all the time. And basically what we do is we pick 2 different horror movies. Mm-hmm. We try and connect them and basically talk about all of the little taboo things, all of the things we could get offended by. Usually we're not. It's just the clickbait. But it's just fun to talk about, you know, that stuff that we normally just glide over, I guess, when you're watching and you're looking at the full picture of a horror movie. So here we dig deep into those little trenches and we reach, and it's fun. We like reaching. So it's just fun. We get to pick apart films, just more so the disturbing and the offensive aspects of them. And today we got P2 and ATM, which have a lot in common. Both set, it is so weird how much they have in common. They're both set at work or after work in high-rise buildings in the city.
Yep.
Kind of after work parties. The P2 one's like a couple days later, surely.
Yeah.
And both kind of survival movies within one location. Both have, okay, we're going to do spoilers as well, guys.
Oh,
spoilers.
Yeah, big spoilers.
Both have flooding. Both have car wrecks. Both have dog scenes. Is there anything else I'm missing? Misogyny?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And maybe like even have stars in it who are well known. I don't know if household names, but like maybe like C-list stars who were big in one movie or TV show back in the 90s. American Beauty.
Yeah.
And Josh. I was like, what was Josh Peck on? Drake and Josh. It's a lot.
Yeah. Weirdly.
Oh.
Oh.
Can someone...
Gross.
Time out. You're going into time out. That is not the vibey, girly. Okay? Any mods?
Don't know what gave you the impression that we were gonna be okay with that. But...
First we're talking about pudding and then fuck me. Okay. Okay. Cool. That's interesting. Okay. Where should we start? So, should we give you guys the option? Do you want to do ATM or all I can think of is the word pudding now. ATM or P2. And I don't know what emoji. So be creative, guys.
There might be an ATM emoji.
I don't know if there would be. Because do Gen Z even know what an ATM is?
Everyone's just gonna type it. Yeah, it's only like.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can type it. Boring. Oh my god, there is an ATM. Corey, what the fuck? Good luck. Corey. And Corey, was your name always Corey here? I feel like I'm keeping up with all your usernames, and I can't believe it's just Corey here. You blow my mind. Okay, P2, ATM, ATM. Ordered panic teller machine. Exactly. P. I thought P2 was going to be a sequel. Yeah, that's true. But people need to go to the restroom. Could be.
Yeah.
Okay, are you...
I really wasn't counting. I was just going off of vibes.
I know. Wait, you count the P2s. I count the ATMs.
Okay.
That makes it easier. Because everyone's doing it in different forms, which is what's confusing us. Hey, Crash. Everyone's doing it in different forms. Okay, I've got 3. I think it's the other one.
Yeah, I got like 6.
I think 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay.
P2.
P2? P2. Guys, this is really bad for my brain. Okay.
And these are hard to kind of describe. So I got
spoilers.
Oh yeah, all the spoilers. And I got already immediately something with the summary of this too. So I'll summarize it real quick and then gonna stand on a soapbox for a second.
Oh yeah, you love that.
Like literally immediately. Okay, so P2 came out in 2007 and it follows Angela, who is working late on Christmas Eve. So as we mentioned, the office party bit kind of happened like a couple days earlier in terms of the movie. But she's like one of the last people to leave. And when she finally leaves, her car won't start. She tries to get help from the parking garage security guard and ends up being kidnapped by him, the parking garage guy, Thomas. It's revealed that Thomas has been obsessed with Angela and watching her on the building security cameras, and whole series of like gross events. But just to highlight some of them, Thomas kills another member of the building staff and one of Angela's colleagues, which we'll get into, before Angela eventually beats him by setting him on fire. So when I was
good for her, a very good for her moment.
Yes. So really quick, just immediately when I was putting together the summary for this, like I was reading the like quick summaries on IMDb, and I know that people can like add stuff to IMDb. I'm aware of that. So I know this is like users adding this, but so sometimes you can click into it and there's like multiple like plot summaries for it, right? Mm-hmm. Multiple versions of the movie summary on IMDb were like fucking gross. So I wrote some examples. These are just like some snippets of they were like, I don't know. I'll just read you some of them.
Wow.
I'm sorry in advance. So some examples. Angela comes to stripped of her business suit and reclad braless. The powerful drugging fumes rocked the broad-shouldered bombshell. It's going to be a long night for the buxom beauty. Buxom beauty was used like a million times. Will the buxom
What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
Escape like well endowed.
Oh, wow. So many different ways to say one thing. I've never heard of so many different.
And will the buxom beauty escape or become a slave too? And then it went on to like literally so gross. Like the way they were describing it is like the way you would think like a spicy like novel from TikTok was being described or something.
That is absolutely wild.
Like out of nowhere. I was like, literally what the actual fuck? And it was just all really like objectifying to.
Do you think that people like just went in as a group and did it? Because that seems, it's just very bizarre for such a like a independent kind of random.
Yeah, it is really bizarre. I don't know if it was like, If it was like a joke or something, I didn't find it really funny, but I have no idea. I really don't know. I just thought that was so strange when I went in there. I'm like, why are these all described this way?
That it is very bizarre. Thank you so much for your blood sacrifice. What is your picture? Chicken and waffles, 49 cents. What does that mean? Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you for coming and making the time to hang out with us. And I'm very sorry in advance. Thank you. There is, okay, wow. Yeah, that is very strange.
Yeah.
People are like so weird obviously online. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just very boring, to be honest. Like such a boring thing to focus on. So weird. Yeah, that's kind of sad. That's very sad actually. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I just thought that was so, but I've never seen that before with a movie, and I just thought that was so bizarre. And I was like, what the
yeah.
Yes. You and a bunch of people on TikTok also, Robert,
said about this. I didn't even look into this, but which I should probably. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be controversial, but did you put anything about Wes Bentley's habits at the time? Because I heard before when he was working on Pete. Did you do this?
I didn't. Only.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw this stuff, but I didn't know like the context.
Yeah.
Of it, so I was like, I don't know if this is.
Yeah, well, let's just say that Wes Bentley was going through a time when he made this film, like for sure. He was going through some stuff when he made this film. So it actually makes me feel really sad for him when I watch this film. Yeah. And I think his performance is really great for everything he was going through, to be honest. So like more power to him. But I love him. I'm a big American Beauty fan. Unfortunately, Kevin Spacey, we know, but I love, I still film a plastic bag when I see it in the wind, guys. I can't help it. My little 15-year-old heart was like, oh my God, that's art. Until Katy Perry came and ruined it with her little fireworks song. Yeah. The pop culture is just oozing out of me. Okay. Where else? Okay. Where do we start with this one? I found this film to be like, I guess like the most offensive or frustrating thing in this film for me was it feels very much like a bad dream, or like we always talk about this, the feeling in Mother, the film Mother with the sink. They keep getting up on the sink, and that's what I keep feeling in this film. Like she goes into the car wants Scott. She's going the back and forth with the guy, and he's like, I'm just trying to help, and you're like, oh my God, get home. And then she calls the cab and falls asleep, and oh my God, there's just so many things working against her, and that was troubling in itself, to be honest. But I guess the film kind of starts with the idea of the sexual harassment in the workplace, and this is like a very interesting topic. So the movie kind of starts off with her in her office, and she's working late, and then a guy comes in, and you can kind of see her rolling her eyes going, okay, what do you want? And I thought it was going to be just like an annoying person, and the way she reacts to him coming in, it seemed like, oh God, this guy's going to give me more work or want something from me or be like a snarky co-worker. But then the guy starts apologizing for what happened the other night. And she really dismisses him. Seems like she's uncomfortable to talk about it. And she's saying, oh, I forgive you. Don't worry about it. It's not even a big deal. Don't worry about it. At the time when I watched this is like a very interesting one. Why is it right? I wish it was to the side a little bit. At the time when I watched it, I was like, oh, surely she feels really uncomfortable. Maybe it's like a power position where she can't actually speak her mind. But I find that this messaging is really unclear of how it's so hard because obviously you never want to tell anyone how they feel about the situation, because later the only other way that we see, it's like every perspective we see her feeling about what happened to her with this guy, we see with her answering to another man about it. So we never really know truly, like we never get to see her true emotions come out, because we skip to, way later in the film, we find out that Thomas Wes Bentley has stolen and kidnapped this guy, and he's gonna like beat him up and kill him, and because of what he did to Angela, and Angela then starts like trying to talk him out of the situation, saying it was a stupid mistake. He was drunk. He apologized. I'm not saying the guy should have been beaten to death, or yet she should have said, let's go. But it was just a weird way to frame the sexual harassment, I guess more as a plot point. Because it's like, okay, what is something that is so bad that Wes Bentley character would do this? And it feels like obviously it's written in for that way. But I find if we're reaching it to be a little bit of an irresponsible thing, because we never get to see her perspective on how she actually feels, because it's always through the lens of a man being there and her feeling uncomfortable and probably threatened about it. And we do see the incident as well, which is wild. Oh my God. Stop, Eric. I love you, Eric. Thank you for your blood sacrifice. And I don't doubt it. You're a big deal. I don't doubt it for one sec. So yes. Oh my God, what is going on? Politics. What politics? What are the politics? Did I bring up a politician? Sorry, I'm just seeing this comment. We're here to reach, guys. That's the whole point. The whole point is reaching. Where are you guys coming from?
If you can't have fun, leave.
They came from the P2 summaries. These are all the people who wrote the P2 summaries. We're just here, just chatting, guys. It's all light. It's all light and fluffy. You know, we're just discussing. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to know, and of course, I wanted to know what you guys thought about this, because I don't know the messaging of the film. And as Blue says, it is just a stalker fun movie, blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to know like what you thought about that particular messaging, because we do talk about this a lot when we talk about other films that have, you know, sexual assault and stuff like that in it. Yeah. We try and, I guess, delve into what the messaging is. And this is just like such a blasé kind of like, oh, that happened to her, so then he got mad. And we're just dealing with a lot of different, I just thought it was interesting. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, the way it's framed is really weird, because like you said, we don't get to see her real reaction to it. We just see like the security camera footage. She seems like she doesn't really want to talk about it with him. Like she's, you know, when he comes to apologize, she's just like, okay, like, and it, you know, it's over very quickly. But it's the way it's framed is like, that's all we get of it. And then it's immediately this like hyper violent thing where he's, you know, gonna beat this guy to death. So it's like, I feel like they're setting it up in a way that of course she doesn't want to see him get beat up and killed. Like that's not what she wanted to happen anyway, if she wanted anything to happen.
Yeah.
So it is really just framed like through the lens of men too, because then of course you have Thomas who's like yelling at her too that like you're excusing this, like do you want to be a slut? Is that how you want to come across? Because she doesn't want to see him get violently killed in front of her. Like
yeah, it's also just kind of like a way to kind of sexualize her character so that he can make a comment. And I mean, I do have a thing about Thomas is giving incel, but it is a way for them to bring some kind of sexuality into her character, because otherwise why would she ever have done anything like with the storyline? It's just her at work and her leaving. And so without any other thing, it's just so sad that the way to sexualize her character is to do sexual harassment and then to use like, you know, the, you know, different terms like slut. So yeah, very interesting. Thank you so much, Raiders. I don't know who that is. Who that is? Do you have any idea who that is? Is that a joke?
No.
Do you know?
No, look, it's a person.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, it's a rapper. I didn't know who that was.
Well, I guess we're even. I didn't know. I didn't know pudding. You didn't know Waka Flame.
There you go. That's a very interesting evening you've had, Raiders. Thanks for sharing. I didn't know of it. I'm not a cool kid. I didn't know of it either, so I'm not a cool kid. Thank you. Love you, Raiders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Felix.
Yes. I always like do the dual name when I'm like, I know someone's actual name. I'm like, am I like, you know, just, yeah. What name do I use? Okay. I didn't know either. Okay. Okay, on to the next. Do we want to talk about? I mean, I've already kind of discussed, but yeah, Thomas is giving incel energy. He's obsessed with Angela.
1000%.
Keeps asking why she's doing. Oh my god, I could not get over the fact that he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you hurting me? Why are you saying this?" And she's chained up, and she never once asks, "Why am I chained?" She never said that. You wake up in a chair and you're chained, and you're not like, dude, what's going on with this? She just like keeps it's so wild to me. They never address the chains.
It's very bizarre.
It is. But yeah, he makes comments about her being or not being a slut, and the whole conversation is like just bizarre because it's never addressed. Obviously Angela is trying to play it cool to get some wiggle room to escape, but it's just a weird, oh yep, so this is happening, you're chaining me up now.
Right.
And then Angela only goes full like mask off to him for like the first time because she's trying to talk him down every step of the way.
Yeah.
Even when she's running away from him or whatever, she's like, oh, you know, or even when she's like I don't know, when she's asked to do certain things, she kind of goes along and then takes it back until he calls her the C word. Then it's like full mask off. So it's very interesting, this film, because it's like they're giving words more power than like what her being violated or chained up. She doesn't even say anything when she's chained up, but when he uses this C word,
I noticed that. Yeah. I figured you were gonna notice that too.
Yeah,
I always do. It's that word.
But it's just very interesting, and because it is the incel nature of it is as well, like every time he gets mad he calls her, oh, maybe you are a slut, or maybe you are this, and you know, it's a bit, I don't know, it's very interesting with his character. Almost they could have a P2 too. I mean, he's gone now, but P2 too. So you could find out more about how he got himself into the situation. It's just so random that it just comes up that he's just been watching her for a long time, but she's never noticed him, and there's just a lot of context missing. But honestly, I really like this movie, and I find it good that it's more simple, so it's not like I'm missing too much, but there is a little bit of just like strangeness that they just like, oh, she's chained up, okay, cool. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, you're really just like dropped into the whole situation because there's no lead up either to like suggest that he's creepy towards her. Like it's literally just taking place like like in real time, not really in real time, but you know what I mean, like just within this one evening.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Context.
Thank you so much, Jade.
Thank you, Jade.
Jade Rabbit Art. Thank you so much. Thanks for your blood sacrifice. I saw this true truth. This is a stretch, but in Friends there was an ATM. What's that festival?
It's like they're like describing, you know, in the movie ATM how it's like a little building. Yeah.
We don't have those. I've never seen that.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. I know you guys have like drive-through ones, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And in Seinfeld there's an app. Oh, well, I know that one, the parking garage one. That's like one of my favorites with the goldfish. Love it. It is a stretch, and we love that. It is a very big stretch. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Did you have what's your other notes on P2?
Oh yeah. So I in doing a stretch and looking for literally trying to fish out any like offensive or controversial things. I did note this is all with a grain of salt because I could not find any I couldn't like see the actual source of this. But apparently the writers of the movie, Alexander Aja and Gregory Levasseur, based this on a series of real attacks on women in parking garages that this happened in Paris. So I couldn't, the like source for it, like the page was not there anymore. So just based on the title, it looked like an interview with the director. So he possibly could have said this. I can't confirm. So I had to go and like search and find. So literally like the FBI is going to like break down my door because I'm like Googling like attacks on women in Paris parking in garage to try and find what it is. Because they don't mention anything specific, but I did find information about a serial sexual assaulter. I don't know if you want to say that on your channel.
I think we've already said words.
A serial rapist, Patrick Tremeau, who was nicknamed the parking rapist, which I hate. By the way, I threw up in my mouth a little bit typing that. He was arrested multiple times for attacking women in underground car parks in Paris in the 90s. So I guess maybe loosely based on a true story or inspired by these events. And maybe that's kind of where like a lot of this like sexualization comes from. Because at first, like my brain immediately went to, oh, he was like a serial killer or something. But no, he was a serial rapist. So maybe that's where their inspo came from for all this.
Yeah.
Okay. Stuff.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you wouldn't have to go far to find any source material on people getting attacked in parking lots, I assume.
That is true.
But yeah, thank you so much for your blood sacrifice. Dino. Thank you, Dino. I hope you had a good year. I know. I was saying that earlier.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Sassy Cassie. Yes. I think the only other thing I really have about this film is just like a rundown of the brutality, which this film is I could not believe, like they really go for it, especially when he's like bashing that guy's head in.
Yeah.
And the blood's like, and then he's like, you know what? Let's go for a little drive. And then he like, oh my God, I nearly lost my pudding, guys.
And you see like,
he rams him like 3 times. But you know, it's like, I mean, this is a horror watcher funny. When you're a horror fan, and like they did it once, and then she's screaming, "No, stop!" I was like, he is already dead.
Yeah, he like split open. His like guts were everywhere, and
she's like, "No!" Doing it again. I'm like, babe, it's over. Like she can save him. It was so it was funny in a horror watch kind of way. The movie is very gory. I actually put this part. I put this last, and then I realized I probably should just warm up, because the first thing was like the lowest brutality was there's a fingernail that's like literally picked off. Then man smashed by a bat, driven into multiple times, and then of course we love trauma. The dog is killed by like aggressive beating over and over, and I was like, yep, too soon. It was brutal. Over and over and over. But the funny thing is, then Wes Bentley's character comes up and he's like, yeah, but why'd you do that?
How funny is that though? Like that almost felt like it was purposeful though, because you have this obviously like the villain of the story, this disgusting, gross guy, and he draws the line where like all horror fans, you know, that's a common meme, like horror fans, humans getting brutalized on screen. We're like, whatever. It's an animal. Yeah. Y'all freak out.
Oh yeah. And we all freak out except for Rob.
Like
I do want to
like.
Yeah. Except for Rob. I don't know if you know this. Rob's
except for Rob.
Yeah. I just want to pick on him.
Even Wes Bentley is not on your side, Rob.
I just find it so crazy that he lets the dog actively off the lead.
Oh,
because it seemed like he doesn't want to actually hurt her. Like he wants to preserve, you know, whatever relationship they have. So actually, when he went and there's that look in them, and then he goes to the dog, I couldn't believe he actually did that, because I'm like, what do you think the dog's gonna do to her? I couldn't believe it. And then the dog chases her down, literally is like at her face. And I've been attacked by a dog too. Like that's fucking wild shit. And so scary. She's in the backseat of a car. And what did Wes Bentley expect her to just figure out how to do that? And they both survive and come off like unharmed. Like it's so wild.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's such a wild.
I think at that point he's like I don't think he's really thinking about
Yeah.
He's like, I just gotta stop her.
Yeah, it's wild. Oh, there's so much going on in this comment section. I cannot live. Are you guys seeing this? Okay. Mods? Okay.
I already timed him out a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more like confused by anything. Just the chatter guys, more confused than anything.
Yeah.
Make your point strong, so I know. You know,
be clear.
Because I do want to apologize before someone was like defending, and I was like, "What are you saying?" I think it was blue. Okay. But oh yeah, I guess did you have anything else that you wanted to
No, I think we covered it. These movies are pretty simple, so
They are
they
very
make
simple.
it easy to cover in that sense.
It was a nice, simple watch, to be honest. Like these ones, it was a good end of the year. But did this one offend you, Vicky?
No. I mean, yeah, most of even the worst bits I'm used to. So no.
Yeah, me either. I love this film. I give it a 7. I really like
Yeah.
this
Oh,
film.
out of the two, this one's definitely the better one.
Oh yeah. I just think it's like it's such a good kind of independent slasher that they get everything is just both of these films were very surface level. So we really are reaching for them for sure. I want to put that out there. Like we are just reaching just for the sake of reaching because honestly, yeah, these are things I would totally skip over otherwise. Yeah, we had to dig. Obviously, Vicky had to dig into the edited synopsis of the films. That's how much we had to dig.
I probably would have anyway, just seeing that. That was so gross. I'm never going to recover from that.
Oh, thanks, Megan. Maybe it still showed up for me. Thank you. Because I'm watching this on a different platform. So thank you, Megan.
It's weird, the crossover.
Yeah, it might come through for me anyway. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what was going on there. Are we not going to do Witchy Bitchy? Are we not going to talk about him singing Elvis? I don't know. I felt like it was like more so a time waster, but they would have had to would they have to get the rights for that, even if it's like a karaoke kind of version? I don't know.
I mean, is it karaoke? Because you mostly hear just Elvis.
Is he singing?
Voice.
Yeah. Rob
like
might
he's kind of singing over it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was a weird moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like a time waster. It was like a little montage.
Oh, there you go.
Moment.
Expensive rides. I guess I really wanted that.
Expensive rides, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. It was very weird. You should have sung Mean by Taylor Swift. Lala, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, girlie. I love it. Next time, maybe remake.
Somebody should re-edit that sequence.
Yes.
With that song.
It was critical to the story. It was critical. Otherwise, how would we know how he felt? Yeah.
And then she like smashes some cameras during it, but like not all of them. So also I'm kind of just like, what did that serve? There wasn't a point later on where he was like, oh shit, I can't see in the camera because she smashed it. Like there was none of that.
But also I was thinking it doesn't really matter if the camera is showing where she is because by the time he gets there, since he's on foot, she could move. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
to this parking garage. It takes time.
Can't be places at once. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, sneaky. Oh my god. Get a life, girly. Okay.
Goodness. Okay.
I would like to know if anyone in the comments found it offensive, but I'm assuming not. Second film though. ATM. If you want to watch this one, it's on Tubi. I mean, they're both on Tubi.
They are.
If you use your VPN and you switch it to America, which is what I did. Because you can't really find ATM anywhere else. I couldn't find it anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I watched ATM first, and the reason I knew both of I saw it was on Tubi, and I'm like, okay, sweet, watch it. And then it suggested P2 for me after
makes sense,
without even.
Yeah, they're so similar. It's actually so wild when because sometimes we just pair things together and we think they're going to be similar. Like I think even last month we did Mama and Evil Dead,
right?
And they were so different. We're like, oh wait, Mama's not actually about a mum,
right?
Yeah, they got us there.
And then this pairing was like literally perfect. Even the algorithm's like, you want to watch these two together.
They're exactly the same. And you had seen P2 and not ATM, am I correct? Or had you seen both?
No, I've seen both. It had been a while since I've seen ATM though. Yeah.
I could hardly remember it. I don't know. Yeah. I must have seen it like that.
It was almost like a first time watch. Like I forgot.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, ATM's on YouTube as well, apparently. So there you go.
Nice. Okay.
Probably not legally, but you know, I can't imagine.
Okay, so ATM came out in 2012, and it follows. We're following three coworkers: David, Corey, and Emily, who, after a office Christmas party, stop by an ATM booth or an ATM vestibule never seen one of these in my life, late at night. And they become trapped inside by a hooded assailant who kills multiple people that just pass by the booth, trying to approach the booth. He eventually terrorizes the group enough until only David is left, and it is revealed that the faceless killer planned everything and framed David for the killings. Very bizarre movie. I just want to also point out they spend so much time at the end just showing all the clips of like drawings and plannings and stuff like that. Like this was so meticulously carved out. It's so funny.
Yeah. And we never really know why, which is interesting.
Nope.
There's just, it again, very surface level kind of slasher.
Yeah.
Nothing really else to it. Probably the most bizarre thing I found in this film is the way that the brutality happens. Again, another horror laugh because it's not funny. It is funny.
A little funny.
It's so wild that the killer in this movie just like kills people by like them falling on the ground and just like bashes their heads in. He's got no real weapons. He does use a car and like a couple of things, but like the first guy who like has the dog, again, another dog, like comes out and he just like trips him and bashes his head into the ground. And it's just so weird. I found it really weird.
And the same thing with Josh Peck. He like sets up the wire or something so it knocks him down, and that's when he goes in. Like he's
So I think that the brutality in this film is just, I'm like, give him something, give him a weapon, surely. Because if we're going to try and do, because then you can do the ice pick thing. I'm sure you guys, not ice pick, icicle thing. If you guys know, I'll give you some like ammo for a murder. But basically people say that the best weapon is to use an icicle. Because if you use an icicle, then the murder weapon melts. Okay? So like if this guy in ATM, Vicky's like,
the authorities are like,
lives in Australia and not near me. So if this guy in ATM is trying to plan the perfect murder, how to get away with murder, and within an ATM, that would have been good. What's an ATM? A automatic teller machine. You get money out. Sometimes. I haven't been to an ATM in years, though.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, we don't. It's cashless society. Hello.
Yeah.
So. Oh, okay. Everyone's making jokes.
Oh,
okay. Where do you want to start with this? Josh Peck's character.
Yeah, we can go right into Josh Peck's character because
I think yours is that David? Which one's which?
David is the main guy, the nice guy.
Oh, so Corey
is Josh Peck's character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little like
okay. Because you've used their name, I've used Josh Peck. Well, I guess the film kind of opens up to Josh Peck's character being it's just like quintessential like 2000s kind of character, and like I don't know, it felt like very teen comedy. I was like, I wrote Blast from the Past for many ways, including Josh Peck acting, although he was in Oppenheimer. And if you watched Oppenheimer and when Josh Peck shows up, it's the funniest part of a not funny movie, but it is very funny. But he's very quintessential 2000s party bro friend, saying he's trying to convince people to come to another party because there's going to be streamers and bitches, and he's meant to be like the comic relief, but he's also, you can tell they actually give him so much of a backstory compared to anyone else, because you can see in his like friend group, like he's talking, well, I guess co-workers, he's making fun of someone, and then they're all actively making fun of him. Josh Peck, like for telling a story and it not being funny. And so it's like you could see it's actually quite clever, because you can see in that conversation the timeline, or like the circle of the bullying, like bullying him so he bullies someone else to like feel better. So I think it's kind of interesting when you think about it that way. Although that comes to a stop, a halt, when he uses the R word just randomly. It's like, it's such a weird moment to use it to. And he's not using it at anybody. He's using it at something that happens, he calls it. And, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe that was just like written in there, just so blasé. It's so interesting how much obviously language has changed, and it is a very 2000s thing that people used to do in like teen comedies.
Yeah.
So I find his character just really interesting overall. So yes, he wasn't in Oppenheimer, exactly.
I still haven't seen it either, Megan. I know what happens.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
When you see Josh Peck in it, you'll be like, oh my God, of course. I can't tell you how funny. I'll tell you after this, Vicky, if you don't want to watch it, because it's pretty funny.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't find his character funny at all either, Cassidy. It was just like I don't know, it was weird. I even like I went to look because like I'm not good with like the timeline stuff, and I was like, was this like one of his like first like not Nickelodeon things or something? Which it didn't look like it was. It looked like it was still pretty early after the Nickelodeon stuff, because I just feel like the man was trying too hard.
Yeah, he doesn't really age either. He looks exactly the same now as he did in this movie. So I do think that's confusing. It is very confusing. He was in Mean Creek. Same time as Drake and Josh. If you haven't seen Mean Creek, I highly, highly recommend it. We should do it for Does This Offend You? Because it's very intense.
Okay.
Actually, let's do it. Let's do Mean Creek and Bully. Have you seen Bully? I'm sure you've seen Bully. Because those are two of the same coin.
I don't know.
Love them. Love them. Love them.
We'll look it up.
Yeah. Very good. I was just looking to see what else he was in. Robot Chicken? Okay. iCarly. He's in the new iCarly, it looks like.
Oh, geez.
How I Met Your Mother? Your father. You met your father, not your mom. Get it right. He was in Trolls. Girly. Trolly. Okay. Wedding Ringer. Big Bang Theory. One episode. He was Eddie. Who's Eddie? In Ice Age? He was in all of the Ice Ages as Eddie.
Dude, I have no idea. I haven't seen an Ice Age movie.
Ice Age. Who is Eddie? Who is Eddie? Oh, it's really a little rat thing. It's like a
rat
little
thing?
Rat.
A rat?
I think it has to be a rat. It has a long ass tail. I've never seen a tail so long in my life.
No, what?
Eddie is one of the major protagonists. He's Crash's brother. Does anyone? What is this thing? He's a rat. He's got to be a rat. I mean, he's a what
the fuck?
Whatever rats come from, I guess, because it is the Ice Age after all. He looks like an American like opossum, but a rat.
That's a possum.
That's an opossum, babes. We're not going to get started on possums today.
Oh, Jesus Christ. At least not a rat.
Is it a possum? Look how long the tail is.
It's a possum. Look at his face.
Our possums don't look like that, by the way. Our possums don't look feral. Dean laughing in the background.
They don't look feral?
Oh, wait, hang on. We'll pull it up. Okay. Dean, I can't even talk. Do you know that they don't know what this hat is?
Christmas pudding.
Yeah, Dean does not know what he started today. Dean is just look how cute our possums are. Wait, yeah. I'll bring up.
I feel the judgment.
Oh yeah. Well, ours are really, really cute. Like kind of like sugar gliders. Ours are like that, but big. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, ours are fucking terrifying.
Exactly. This is in. Wait, hang on. I'm uploading it. One sec. Oh, cute.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, yours are like.
Ours are terrifying and unhinged.
I think they look cute though, just from far away. Your one. Okay, how do we get to that? Ice Age. Josh Peck.
You were going through his.
Okay. Where are Dean's glasses? Okay, you're getting told off. He's got them. Don't worry.
I don't use them.
He doesn't use them on the computer, just so you know. Megan, don't freak out. It's not a different man in my house. Oh my god, we get. Okay, please don't. Okay, where were we?
Anyway, so Josh Peck's character.
Yeah, I think that was the end of what I had to say anyway. Okay.
Yeah, just on his, I was just adding off of yours, like him being like a kind of like a fuckboy character and the little bit of misogyny in there in the beginning. Like our introduction to their characters, like they're talking about Emily and how she is, you know, like leaving that job or whatever to go somewhere else. And so Corey's like, don't be a bitch and go ask her out. You know, just like the little things. David's like, I can't because I left my balls at home. And they're like making jokes like, oh, right next to your nightgown. Like,
oh, yeah, the nightgown one.
Yeah, which I just find it's just, you know, like a larger thing.
Because you're a chick.
So funny that's the whole, like, that's emasculating and he's being more of a woman because of that. And I'm like, do you actually, do you actually like women? Because they're
also mean. Yeah, exactly. And they're also mean to each other. And it's just like, it must be exhausting to have those kinds of conversations with people. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And then like, it's understood that they're friends. And I'm like, that would cool just stress me out. Like that's
100%. Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Are men okay?
But the whole point of his character as well is to be annoying, because then he's the reason they get to the ATM.
Oh my
because
God.
Then they have to go and he has to drive him home and he doesn't have any money and he wants pizza, and then it becomes like, because I'm like, you have to be with me when you're watching the start of this movie. You're going, how are they gonna get to the ATM? And the whole start of the movie, you're like, when, how?
Through the stupidest way possible.
It really was. He wants pizza, he's drunk, he wants him to drive him home. Yeah.
It made zero sense. He was like telling David to get with Emily, and he finally is like, okay, I'm going to drive her home. Okay, but drive me home. Okay, but I want pizza. Okay, but they don't take
he
card.
Sat in the back. I was really worried he was going to make, they were going to make her sit in the back. So at least they had that. But yeah, it was absolutely wild.
It's so strange. Wild. They had to jump through all the hoops to get to the ATM thing that nobody is. Did anyone in the chat say that their ATMs are like that? Because I'm almost convinced that this thing was like built just for the sake of this movie, for this movie to be a thing.
I'm pretty sure it was. Well, I mean, it was built. I read that it was built for the film in the the actual set, which makes sense because they destroy it.
Yeah, the idea of a booth with just for an ATM.
But I like the idea that you have to like swipe your card to get in there. I think that's actually quite clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they, the whole thing, they're meant to be doing that. There used to be one in Leadable. Not really. I wouldn't say it's the same thing. I wouldn't say it's the same. I know what you're talking about, Rob. You're talking about the corner of Oxford Street. I know exactly what you're talking about. But I don't think that is... By the way, Rob and I live in the same city, for people who don't know. But I don't think that counts. I mean, it was because it's in the start of the bank. So the bank is there, and then it's like the doors outside to go. Yeah. And those are also in the city. There is one outside of the Kmart that used to be the Target. It used to be there. Now I think it's a watch place. Anyway. You know when you have to go inside the bank to use the ATM, sometimes there's like a little nook or granny.
Yeah. Well, I guess Megan has seen them. I believe her.
Oh, okay. I've never even heard of that word. But I don't know as well. The drive-through ones that you guys have is very interesting. You guys have drive-through everything, which is I freaking love. I wish I had that. I'm adopted. Exactly.
See, this never would have happened if they had just gone through a drive-through one.
Exactly. They should have done that.
It's the way of the future.
Vestibule. I never heard of that. What would you use that Vicky, if you had that word but you hadn't put it next to an ATM, where would it belong?
I don't know that it always has to be with something. So I would think of it as so like where I work, there's two sets of doors to get in. So the's like the outer doors, you walk in, and it's just like a little room, and then another set of doors.
A mud room. It's a mud room.
Sure.
Oh, I never heard it. It's a hall or lobby next to the outer door of a building, a chamber or channeling opening to another. But that really isn't what that is, because that's just one room. So it doesn't open to another. It's a standalone ATM. I'm not going to fight with.
I don't know. Never heard that word. I was calling it a booth, and everyone else called it a vestibule.
Yeah, see, Rob, but that's okay.
Chamber.
Rob, you are using it right then. I just assumed it was a standalone one. They have one in a church? That's a mud room, man. So you don't get your mud from your shoes in the second room. You take your shoes off in the first room. A foyer, if you will.
Foyer.
I just love saying that word. A foyer. A foyer. Okay. It is just an ATM though, guys. It's not a room that's attached to another room when it's that ATM. Okay. It's attached to no other room. That's the whole point.
Right. Yeah. It's just an ATM.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just, it's an ATM room. Oh my God.
Trust me to make it complicated for no reason. Vicky, this is a 60-second episode. Are you surprised all of a sudden?
No.
Of our ability? Okay. For two very simple movies, we've definitely been harping on for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, somebody did make it complicated. I do have one last little bit.
Oh, cool. Please do.
Yeah, somebody else did a reach for us. So shout out to this person who wrote this analysis of the movie. I'm gonna summarize it as best I can. So they wrote, I found like a whole like piece written on ATM, which this sounds like, honestly, it sounds like something I would write for like a movie.
Oh, I love it.
Simple. I love it.
Maybe you wrote it and when you first saw it and then you forgot it.
Maybe I like blacked out and wrote this. So they basically like did this whole thing about how ATM was about like the haves versus the have-nots, because you have like this faceless killer that you don't see, so it could stand in for like the have-nots, like stand in for anybody. And you have these three protagonists that work in finance. And you have like David, who's like upset at his job because he just like, like when it opens, he's like lost that client a bunch of money or something like that. And Emily, who's like getting like, she says she's getting away from the finance world. Like her new job is not that. And so they're like the haves, right? So they work in finance. And they're in the ATM booth, which, like, as you mentioned, you have to have the card to get in, which the killer does not have. So there's like this separation between these people that have the money and people that don't have the money. And they even link it back to like the end of the movie when David like looks out at the crowd and he sees like multiple like coats with like the fur around it. Like it could be anybody, like any of the have-nots.
So it's like faceless.
Yeah, and they linked it to like the recession happening in the US at the time. And so that's how this came about. I was like, whoa, I was like honestly so impressed. I was like, I don't know that I agree with all of that, but I was really impressed.
Yeah, that was wild.
I just wanted everyone's
I think I'm more
reactions
confused.
to that.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird that they choose finance, but I think they choose it because it's just like the easiest thing to say that's like super corporate-y environment.
Probably, yeah. Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. And something that everyone kind of knows what it is, but really doesn't know what they do. So it's like easy to explain. It's like The Office selling paper or whatever, you know what I mean? So like wow, that was wild.
I can neither confirm nor deny that the movie
I think I got a headache
that
from that.
deep, but
yeah, it was a lot. I was like, I'm gonna stay with you and see if I can understand.
I know, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on this ride with this person.
Yeah. The haves and the haves and all. I love that.
Oh, goodness. Okay, bravo.
Yeah. I did have one other thing. Which isn't as much as of a reach, just more of a what the fuck are they thinking? So like a lot happens in this movie, including like Josh Peck's character getting stabbed and you know dying out. There's like a whole flooding scene. They kill the wrong person and stab a family man to death who's a janitor. It's very brutal. And then while this is all happening, they're all cold and their freezing little bodies are cold. And they curl up in near the ATM. And because this becomes, I guess we kind of touched on it, but it's basically the story of these three characters, Josh Peck's character, and then a guy who's like hitting on a girl, and then they end up in this ATM situation. So they're having a little like meet cute search in the ATM after like over all these dead bodies. And then they go to smooch in the middle of it. And I just like, were you not like, whoa, and what about this is romantic? What about this screams first date? It was absolutely wild. Just amidst the drama.
It's just funnier because they're like I feel like the reason they're doing it because this feels like a life and death situation when in all honesty, it was always 3-on-1. And they already proved that they could take down a guy because the one guy that comes into the booth, they kill him. So if all three
they
ganged up on the guy,
that's what Josh kept saying.
Yeah,
I refuse to call him anything else but Josh Peck. That's all he kept saying the whole time when he walked out of that room. He was like, it's us, it's us. And honestly, if they had all just walked across the parking lot, especially when that security was out, instead of staying there banging on. I love how she goes and she finds her lipstick. She writes,
it's so dramatic.
You're doing it, girlie. You're saving the world. It was so good. But yeah, they did nothing. And then they're like, why don't we try this urban legend of getting your card stolen by the ATM? It's so funny. Man, there's so many things they could have done. And then they wait for it to start flooding before they like get a smoke signal to the and then put more water on them. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they basically wait until they're trapped in to start escaping.
Yes.
So yeah, you're right. They should have just, especially when the security came around, left the thing, ran into the security car
on one.
Because the security. What happened to the security car? That guy died.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But he was in a car. And also, what happened to the dog? There's so many things.
I guess we assume the dog just runs off, I guess.
I know, for help goes,
That's why I took to the end of the movie. That wasn't actually because of them setting off the alarm. That was the dog.
I know. Help. That's actually the saddest part, though, when the guy falls down, the dog comes and like.
That was actually what they include in there is actually so sad with the dog like lying down next to him. I was like, wait a second. I'm like, no, this is like a dumb horror movie. No.
I know. I hated it. But then the dog runs off and I was like, okay, thank God.
Because I forgot. I was like frantically looking it up on Does the Dog Die?
Oh, really?
The song pop up just to make sure.
Yeah. Well,
I don't remember P2. At least I knew that was coming.
Yeah. But... He crashed the security car into the other car. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Who the F parks 500 meters away?
They parked so far away from that booth as well. Both of them did. Like the group of three and the security guard.
They should be right next to it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love how how is it all pinned on that guy? It doesn't actually make any because the camera like cuts out when all the other stuff happens.
Except like, did he edit the footage? Because it's a security camera, so would it not see everything? So them coming into the booth and it doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot. And we just don't know who it is and why he did it. But that's like the whole point of it is it's shallow and we're reaching.
Yeah.
We are reaching. Okay. No singing on this channel, guys. I'm blending my Twitch personality over. Okay. But is that I think is that everything we had?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Yeah. Okay, girly, where is it? Okay. Did this offend you?
No. It's dumb, but no, it didn't offend me.
Yeah, it didn't offend me either. Definitely like questionable when they use like the R word and stuff, just so unnecessary. Yeah. But I do kind of like Josh's dickiness in his character because it does actually make sense, like written into it, because he has to be annoying for them to get into the situation.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
So it's kind of I kind of justified in every other aspect except for that. But yeah, he's an interesting character in this. But other than that, I want to know if you guys were offended at all. It's not a good movie, but it's fun to rag on, yes. I mean, it's not, I didn't think it was awful. It's just an easy watch, which I kind of needed for my brain. It was very blah. Des, thank you so much for your blood sacrifice. Thanks, great show. Season's greeting to you both. Season's greeting to you, Des, and many Christmas puddings and a Happy New Year. I hope you have a Christmas pudding. Des, you better. Megan, you make me laugh. Was anyone else? Yes, amen. Although both movies were simple, ATM was sadly, it is like nothing really.
It is very forgettable. Yeah, I forgot most of it.
I kind of wish the ending was more frustrating in terms of like who did this and why. Like there's some other kind of question that makes you go, wait, was it all? Did they know them? Because you know, whenever it's like a masked character at the start and then there's like a setup in a separate location, you do think it might be like a vengeful activity, and they even play around with that. And usually if it's a slasher, there is a reason to it. It's not always like a, what do you call it? The strangers kind of situation, knock, knock, you were home kind of sitch. So when they're not really abundantly clear about that, sometimes you're like, but was it? So especially with their job, what we were talking about before, finance, pissing people off, all that kind of stuff with what they do. I liked P2 a lot more. Yes, I agree with that. It was like some Pretty Little Liars outro. Or Gossip Girl. And who am I? You'll never know. Thank you so much, Matt. I'm offended. My butt still hurts after 3 months. Oh, God. I will not ask any follow-up questions. Love you, Matt. Oh, my gosh. Before we go, guys, just to wrap up this year, I'm just going to show us, for people who have been here for most of the year, people who tune in, I've just got a couple of memes that I just wanted to revisit because we had a great year full of like lots of fun over here. And Does This Offend You? Again, make sure you're following Vicky. All her stuff is down below. But just some throwbacks. Just a couple of memes. We did Perfect Blue, which we have a couple. We love Perfect Blue.
Oh my gosh. that was a good one. Oh my god, that was so iconic with Marielle incorrect.
Yes.
It was an incorrect thing.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wait, was this incorrect or was it Martyrs? Martyrs was incorrect. But was this incorrect as well? Because remember Martyrs? They said that like...
Yeah, because, it was Martyrs.
2 incorrect ones we've heard back. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, that was what she was referencing. Did we do those two together?
Yes. Oh yeah, shit. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
And of course this one, which
that's
is the best.
That's my desktop background still.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh my
the
God,
watch Does This Offend You or Die.
This is my favorite that I forced upon every single person here. So don't be surprised about the Christmas pudding because it could be worse. You know, if you know, you know. Okay, it could get worse. And then this is a personal favorite as well. One of my favorite films. His face is so good.
That summarizes the whole movie.
Yeah, we love it. We love it, and we love you guys. Oh, thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'm just seeing all the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jordan. I love you, Jordan, and I love following all of your Christmas activities on Instagram. Your family's so wholesome. I can't even breathe. And thank you to my friend Rob. I searched Horror Set 2020. What the heck? What's going on? I searched
Horror Set 2024.
They have something. Oh, collecting human fluids. Oh, you're trying to find a connection?
Oh, okay,
the Jan. Okay. Oh my God. And yes, that is a Tom curse meme. Oh, she's. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Rob, by the way. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your laughter, all of your contribution to the madness. We had a wild year, and yes, of course, Does This Offend You continues next year. We have so many more ideas still. So much more. I actually need to really put in that bully one for some time. I can't believe we haven't done that. What did I say? Bully and Mean Creek.
Bully and...
They're both...
Oh, fuck.
Mean Creek,
yeah.
They are both very kind of thriller-ish, but very toxic friendship groups. Like, they're really messed up movies, like actually disturbing. So we'll push Vicky to the end of the line.
Yay.
Just a little We'll see how far we can push her. No Salo yet, guys. No Salo yet. No, I wouldn't do that anyway. I don't want to do that. Tom from Mission Impossible. Yes, that's the Tom. The Boy and His Dog and Don't Breathe 2. I don't think A Boy and His Dog. I've never even heard of that.
Is that horror? I don't know that one's horror.
I'm putting in on the list. We can check it out later. Don't breathe too. Putting it on the list. Thank you guys all so much. Matt did a super chat. I think I saw that. Did I not? We talked to Matt. Yeah, we talked to Matt. Yeah. His butt hurts. we did cover that one. You might have missed it. No, I definitely covered that one. Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you so much for hanging out. Vicky, what do you have on your channel? I know that you have you did a video about anticipated stuff, right? And someone was just asking
yes, yeah. I talked about my most anticipated for the new year, and then next week will be your typical my favorite horror movies of 2023 and my favorite horror books of 2023.
Oh, books we love.
Yeah,
we love that. Yeah, I'll have that too coming up. So I did 100 horror movies from 2023, and there's a spreadsheet.
Incredible.
If you'd like to go through, all you have to do. Some people sent me a request to edit it, but all you have to do is go file and make a copy, and then you can have your own. And while you're watching, you can go through and just like highlight the ones you want to watch, which is cool, and highlight the ones you haven't seen. But it might not be the same because sometimes you don't want to, this is just a time capsule. So it's not really, not everything is quality. It just makes up 2023. And then, yeah, I'll be doing similar to Vicky, my top 10 horror, which is so hard. I know a lot of people crapped on about how horror was this year, but I still find I always find it really hard to place them. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, but I scored this one higher, but do I personally like this? Yeah.
At this point, I just go off of vibes. I'm like, this is what I'm feeling in this moment when I made this video.
Oh, yeah. And you could completely change like 5 minutes later. That's the thing.
Yep.
And I'm going to have even more trouble with my I'm doing a top 10 non-horror because I always do that. And because it's mostly disturbing movies anyway. And oh my God, there's so many. Wait, why is Dean looking at? Oh no, it's just an ad. I can just see Poor Thing. I could see Poor Thing all the way over here in the, there you go.
Oh my God.
Because I was thinking of that. It was like that. So yes, if you'd like to do that, you've seen why. I can't believe that, Megan. I don't want to call you out, but I cannot believe. But I get it. You're a busy gal. Lots of art. But yes, until next year, we'll be on Vicky's channel. So make sure, again, you guys are subscribed. And happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Did I miss anything, Vicky?
I don't think so.
Like, I don't know what
Year.
I'm doing. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Yeah. We'll be here. And we can't thank you guys all enough so much for all of your support during this year. Yeah. So we love you guys.
Thank
and
you.
Stay does this offend you?
Stay offended.
Stay offended. Oh
stay offended.
Don't stay offended. Don't be offended. Thank you guys so much. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends. Go have a Christmas pudding. So sorry. Bye, guys. Let's wave. I'm not going to press end stream. I'm just going to see how long Vicky will wait for it.
Okay.
I love
all right,
you guys.
we'll play. Let's play.
Okay. No, don't, because I will.